Today is a very special day here on Callie's Corner because we are focusing on a specific time in my life, 2009 to 2010. This is when I graduated high school, really came into my own. So with COVID going around, we sadly had to cancel our 10-year high school reunion. And let me tell you, we have been looking forward to this reunion almost since we graduated. We were a very close-knit, nearly 700 people, but sadly, we will not get to have that awkward high school meetup where you ask everybody what they're doing now and they show you baby pictures. And I'm just really bummed out we're gonna be missing out on that. So here at Callie's Corner, I wanted to do the next best thing and have sort of a recap of shows, songs, artists, and other content that was just very popular from that time period. I had a few friends come on to help me with this endeavor, and I think you're really gonna like what you see today. Welcome back to the corner. Come on back to the corner. Welcome to 2020, the worst year of our lives. We are doing a 10-year high school reunion extravaganza because we can't have our 10-year high school reunion. Number 5, The Hills was a North American reality television show, but it was a spin-off from Laguna Beach. The main thing that stuck out was the theme song. Were you Team Lauren? Were you Team Kristen? I really fell off the last few seasons of the show, but I do remember it being a very iconic reality TV show, a big hit for MTV. Callie's Corner originated in 2010 on a little show called Around the Mountain, and I'm going to have some guests on here that helped me create the original concept for the show.
Whoa, welcome to Callie's Corner, starring Callie Wiley.
Buzz Radio! We're live.
I love it.
That's a good song.
It came on the show. Do you guys remember the show The Hills that came on MTV? Oh. That was the theme song to The Hills, and that was like the main thing that would hook me in. Yes. Yes.
And I got to graduate high school
because it was like a spin-off of Laguna Beach, which was came on the whole time we were in high school. The Hills. I think The Hills ended when we left high school, but I do remember the unwritten. But Laguna Beach had a Hillary Duff theme song. It had the
off of the Metamorphosis.
This is how it's taken everything inside of me just to control myself right now.
That's Callie's.
That's a great album, Metamorphosis, Hillary Duff. Valentine's Day is a movie you probably forgot existed. It had a huge all-star cast and a horrible story. It does not make you want to fall in love with somebody. It makes the concept of love seem very upsetting, but it's a good movie to watch just to see the cast and an embarrassing story. So check out Valentine's Day.
What was even the plot in Valentine's Day? I cannot remember. Do you remember?
Taylor and Taylor, they're in high school. It's just like vignettes. It's lots of little love stories.
Yeah.
I remember they were dating and then Robert De Niro was dying. Maybe he wasn't dying. Was he in love? He was either in love or he was dying. I'm not sure. He was probably both. See, but if you heard this in 2010 or 2009, you would have been like, what a great obviously this is going to be a good movie.
Taylor Swift is in it?
Yeah.
And it was Taylor Swift dating Taylor Lautner at the time.
Yeah.
Taylor and Taylor.
Yeah.
T2. But here's what I will say. You hear this cast, you think to yourself, oh, except for these Taylors, this is probably going to be a pretty good movie. But this turd of a movie is Valentine's Day. So. The Book of Eli is one of those movies that I feel like people have forgotten. Nobody's like, oh my gosh, one of my favorite movies is The Book of Eli. That doesn't happen. But The Book of Eli is a very solid submission in the filmography of Denzel. So I definitely recommend that you check it out. When we were high school seniors, we used to go to a movie night. once a week. On Tuesdays, they had Discount Tuesday. And we went to go see Book of Eli.
Denzel.
That's really all we had to say. The whole movie, we were just yelling out, Denzel.
Don't ruin
Denzel!
the movie for everyone else. So we can have a good time.
Yeah, we did ruin that movie for anybody else.
And that's alright, because it was not that great of a movie.
It's biblical. So I'm not going to let you talk about Book of Eli like that.
Biblical proportions. Were there monsters? There were scary monsters, right?
What?
CGI monsters?
No.
Was there not?
Were we in the same movie? You were just blinded by the Denzel.
So Book of Eli.
Do you remember the plot to Book of Eli?
I mean, I remember he was carrying this book, and where were we carrying?
Should we give spoilers? It's been out for a decade now.
I think people have had plenty of chances to see
it. Comes on cable. I saw it on cable the other day.
Where was he delivering the book? I don't even remember. What was the end of it?
San Francisco.
So it was like...
Here's the concept. I haven't seen this movie in 10 years, but here's what I'm going to say. Denzel, he's walking along. He comes across Mila, okay? Then they're both walking along. There's obviously some sort of gang activity involved because it's a post-apocalyptic world. There's always some sort of group of people who are setting traps. They're following you on Mad Max vehicles.
Right.
And basically, there's a fight. He's got a sword. Then at the end, it is revealed he is blind. Denzel cannot see. And on top of Denzel not being able to see, he is the world's only hope to get the only Bible left in existence. This Bible is in Braille. Remember Braille? Remember Louis Braille? Okay. This Bible is written in Braille. And then they're taking it to the very last printing press in the world. And of course it would be in San Francisco. Where else would the last printing press in the world be?
I have some good bookstores.
I know Denzel personally. I know that when he was using his Braille on that Bible, he was like, any of the parts I don't like, I'm taking out. And I know he did that. So we probably got a better version of the Bible once Denzel was involved. So Denzel was probably like, I like this, I don't like this, let's throw this in there. And I'm like, why not, Denzel? You're saving the future.
I would love to see the Denzel revision of the Bible.
I think we need a sequel to Book of Eli. The Braille of Eli.
10 years later.
Yes.
My number 2 pick has gotta be The Fame. It's an album by Lady Gaga. Y'all know that's my girl. Lady Gaga and I, the connection is so deep. My senior quote is from a Lady Gaga song. So that should tell you all you need to know about why she's number 2 on my list.
Can we talk about Lady Gaga for a second? How Callie really brought Lady Gaga into our lives.
I think Callie brought Lady Gaga back to the United States. Like, you
From
went
Mexico,
on a
right?
cruise to Mexico, you came back and you're like, guys, there's this Lady Gaga person.
Y'all are not wrong though, because
No one had heard of her
the
before.
first people who saw Lady Gaga were me and Russ. And we were watching like the Miss Universe or something. And Lady Gaga was like the performer. And like we were like, let's just dance on it. It's pretty catchy.
Isn't it like Donald Trump on Miss Universe or something?
Yeah, I think so. But yeah, we saw her on there. We were like, she's really good. Also, back to we were talking about The Hills earlier. There was an episode of The Hills, and Russ and I specifically watched it because we were like, oh my god, Lady Gaga's gonna be on The Hills.
Yeah.
And people were like, all day we were like, Lady Gaga's gonna be on The Hills. And everyone's like, who is that? What are you talking about? We're like, just watch The Hills tonight because it's gonna be really good.
I remember the scene, they're like putting her outfit on her, she's getting dressed, she's about to perform, she's got the glasses, the lightning bolts.
I liked that lightning bolt on the first album.
Yeah, that's
that bass art. Lady Gaga was a pretty big part of my high school experience.
You've always been on the forefront of, music.
I agree with that, but like her, I just like, I had her CD, The Fame, and I burned like 50 copies of it for people. People were like,
yes,
I don't want to buy it. They're like, but I want to listen to it. And I was like, just let me put it in my computer at home. Burn you. Burn you a copy for your car.
The new mixtape.
This was like 2010 too, so it like wasn't.
It wasn't necessary. It wasn't necessary.
People had iPods and iPhones.
Everyone wanted the burn CD.
I would drive and just put it on there, but burning CDs are just.
I burned it and I was like, Gaga, The Fame.
Yeah,
I named out a
probably
bunch
still have
of those. I named out a bunch of those.
I remember you showed me
face video? Is that the one where she finds out of the pool?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I remember seeing
Iconic.
that video and being like, this is never going anywhere.
You're like, this is going nowhere.
Like, this is weird. And it's not gonna go anywhere.
The biggest song of the year for 2010 was TikTok by Kesha. So go ahead and comment below with your favorite song of the year. I know all of my favorite songs were on the Fame by Lady Gaga, but TikTok is a banger. But if there's any other songs you can think of, go ahead and put them in the comments below. My number one pick is Up. Up in 3D, specifically in 3D. If you watch it in 2D, you're not gonna cry. There will be no tears if you watch it in 2D. Up is a solid film. Not even just a solid Disney film, it's a solid film. I definitely recommend you check it out. Your kids can check it out if you have kids. And it's just that type of movie where, you know, it starts off sad. You're feeling yourself get a little misty-eyed underneath your 3D glasses. You're wiping the tears away. But then, about halfway through the movie, when you meet Doug the dog, everything changes. Everything changes. It goes from a real downer to a real upper, okay? Now, I'm not a big cry. I don't cry during movies. Actually, now that I'm older, I think something has switched psychologically, and I actually do cry during like TV and movies, and sometimes songs I'm driving, and I'm like, this is a very sad song. I feel very moved by this sad song. But when I was in high school, no, I didn't cry when I went to the movies or heard a song or anything like that. But Up is one of the few movies that I distinctively remember. I teared up during Up. That scene at the beginning with his wife, it's very sad, it's very deep. And that is why Up is my number one pick. Oh, and the balloons. It's full of balloons. Who doesn't love balloons? If 2010 was a pivotal year in your life as well, go ahead and hit that subscribe, turn on that bell. You don't want to ever miss any content we've got here on Callie's Corner. I want to know what some other things that you like from 2010, just something you like from high school. Just go ahead and throw down something in the comments you liked from when you were in high school. Go ahead and hit a like, put a like on this video. It helps get my videos out, more exposed, so please throw a like on there. Subscribe to Callie's Corner, and hit the notification bell. Yeah, Black Eyed Peas, baby, the EFD. What a time to be alive. 2010, 2010, 2010.